All right. So first, I believe we are just share with your group a bit about your favorite aspect of the spring semester. Who's taking notes today? Alexis.
I am.
I can go first. I think my favorite part is like having the freedom to go do stuff. Like I can get on this Zoom, but I can also, go work or go out or be pretty much anywhere.
Mhm.
I would say just being able to do like my homework outside and enjoy the nice weather. I really like.
I would also have to agree with you, Ashley. I love being outside and doing my homework and like being able, it's nice to like be able to Zoom because like my fall semester, my winter semester, most of my classes were online. So like the flexibility, I guess.
Yeah, I would also say like the flexibility and just like being able to like kind of just pace myself. Like I said, I had a busy kind of schedule last year, so being able to like kind of pace myself and make that time to like spend time outdoors or kind of have a relaxed schedule.
Mhm. Is anyone taking more than just this class?
I'm taking,
Yeah, I
Um,
have two other classes. Sorry.
sorry.
Is it a lot during the summer or yes?
Well, this
yeah.
class is probably like my least amount too. Like I've got the health class, which I thought would be super easy, and then I've got a few other ones, but they're all like 5 assignments on Saturday, and six more on Monday, and I'm like,
Love that. What were you gonna say, Ashley? Yours is easier?
Um, yeah, I would probably say this is like my most manageable class. The other, like, I have a history class, so it's a lot of like papers and then like different quizzes and then just like science 227. So
Mm,
those are definitely probably my harder ones, but nothing too crazy.
that's good.
I like that this one still kind of it follows the schedule of like if we were in person or like it's still, just the same amount of work and it's not
Hmm.
too much.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I only have one other class and but it's completely asynchronous, which is it's kind of nice, but also like I kind of forget about it sometimes. So like I'm like, oh yeah, I got a discussion board, dude. But like you have three different discussion boards in like 1 week, so it can be like overwhelming at times. And she only responds to emails once a week.
Oh
So it
wow,
can kind of be like, and it's only if she's like in her office and she was sick for like 2 weeks, so she wasn't in her office. So it was like,
that's so unfair.
yeah, yeah, it was kind of stressful for a little bit there, but I
It's
think
not
it's all
even like
good
you
now.
have the chance to ask for clarification either. It's just like,
Right. And then like this coming week, we were meant to have our final and like have a Zoom with her with a small group. And I'm like, we haven't done anything with like our small groups or anything besides one activity. And like I had to set everything up. This one of our group members hasn't been like responsive to anything on Blackboard the entire like time we've had class and everything. And so I'm like, I'm a little confused on like what you mean by like small group because we've only had the one activity.
we don't
So
really have small groups.
yeah, but
Dang, that's a lot.
Or the
Luckily, I only have this class, so I'm so thankful for just the easy schedule.
yeah.
I feel like some professors too, and like they don't even change the dates. Like, the ones who like use the same thing every time.
Oh
Then
yeah,
it'll be like due October 31st. And I'm like, you didn't even try. Like,
Right. I also like how like with this class like she actively gives feedback. I know like I've had some other
Yeah.
classes where it's so broad and I'm like, okay, this doesn't really clarify like what I need to fix or anything. Like I don't know if you guys saw like she like actively watched our video and stuff, and like she goes, I could tell you guys were confused on like the participation and stuff, so she was like giving us a chance to go back over it today on
Mhm.
like the small group stuff. So I was like, that it shows that like she pays attention and like she cares like that we're learning certain stuff, where I've had a lot of professors like, they don't get it, that's that, like
Yeah, like, oh,
they just don't
didn't
get it.
their hour, so that's all we need.
Yeah.
Or even just the emails, like you'll email her, she's like right on top of it. She's responding. I feel like other ones, they're like, oh, I know you sent this 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I guess you can, try and fix the
I've
assignment.
had so many professors like that. I don't know if you guys have ever had Professor Beth Hall for like science. I think I had her for 226.
Yeah.
Like
Is that
I
the one
love
you're
her to
in now?
death. She's a sweet human being, but like you email her I didn't hear back for her for like a month and a half because like I had
That's
to make up an
really
exam.
cute.
Like I was already out of the class and everything. And I was like
I
the school
know,
couldn't get a hold of her or anything.
I know Ashley was in my class last semester, but have you guys ever had Hope Garrison?
Yes.
Yeah.
She never put in a grade. The whole semester, I just didn't get a grade. I looked back when I was
Never
checking my
does.
grades for this class, and I was like, I still don't have a grade. Like, I finished the class with no grade.
And you
Yeah.
can, like, she does not care if you show up either, like,
Nope.
nothing.
Yeah. I had to text her personal phone number to
Same.
finally get her to like
Me
I
too.
did
I
too.
had to skip for 2 weeks because my grandma had passed away. I had to go home, and I was like a wreck, and I had to email or text her, and it was like so awkward to get a like response back. Like, why am I texting my professor?
Right.
At our final, I was like, oh, I'll just text her. They were like, you have her phone number? I was like, it's the only way she responds. I was like, I've had her before. She will not answer.
It really is.
Okay. Part two. Mm. This week you browse this document. Based on this document, discuss your thoughts on the following prompts. What did you see as the intent behind this document? Um, so it was kind of just like, I think, like a tool for like giving you standards of like what needs to be done, basically, or like expectations of what it's like supposed to look like, and some guidance, I guess.
Yeah, I said like the guidelines and expectations of what each or of like I guess tiers for what each student should meet within the classroom.
Yeah.
I like how I really liked how the tool like did like expected use and then like the developmental and then like the unaccepted like ways of like the columns and stuff. So I thought that was so just yeah, like a helpful tool.
Mm-hmm.
And they put the most and expected use. Like it's not, when you have a rubric and it's like they did this, they kind of did this, they didn't do this. Like it actually has like content and like explanations.
Yeah. And then the 5 essential components were, I don't remember them all.
Um
Tiered delivery system, team-based leadership,
Selection and implementation of instructions, interventions, and support.
Can you repeat that one again, Kate?
Here, I'll just copy and paste it in there.
Okay.
and then Alexis, continuous data-based decision making. And then the
That's
last,
four.
Damn it. Oh,
the last one was
swear.
comprehensive screening and assessment system.
Sounds good. I think it's all of them. Do they need to be in like a certain order or anything, or does she just want us to?
No, I just think we just have to have the 5.
Okay.
And then for like the team-based leadership, do we have to give a summary of like what it is? Is that what she said? Or do we just have to give them?
It says briefly explain each, so I would assume like a sentence summary of like what each is.
So the team-based leadership was like a group that like exists to provide the whole child supports in the system, in the education system. And then tiered delivery system is the next one that's in here. I don't know how to sum this up. And that was just like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, basically the multi-tier that we have been talking about.
So I would just basically say adaptive tier support.
Yeah. Meeting the needs of the child,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. And then for selection and implementation, we could say like activities or support is chosen to, I guess, help the child succeed, maybe. And then like being sure that the process aligns with the district's philosophy programs. And that
Ensure that
one.
the process,
What was that?
you said ensure that the process aligns with the district's
Yes.
programs.
Yeah, philosophy and programs. And then the comprehensive screening and assessment system. That one was like a system that has multiple assessments to measure if they're valid or reliable, like for the purpose, like is the purpose valid or reliable, I guess. Allows the teacher to like know more about the student, I guess, like to identify their needs better.
Does that sum it up?
That's good. For the continuous data decision making, I'm pretty sure it's just like the analyze hypothesis, like I don't remember the assessment, that one, making or like seeing how much impact and like how much reach you're getting with each lesson and then changing based on what's working.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, the analytical approach. I'm glad you know what I was talking about. I could never remember the name for it.
And then browse over the glossary words starting on page 38. Pick out 3 of these terms and describe the document approach to implementing these specific terms.
What
Does
does it mean?
anybody have like 3 that they, or like 1 that they really want to put in here?
What does it mean by the document approach?
I think just like what is the document's,
Way of explaining it.
yeah, or like, yeah, how do they put this in to like education maybe? Like how does it relate, I guess?
So like saying like evidence-based is like one of the words in the glossary, like actually I don't know where I'm going with that. And describe the document's approach. I guess me
I don't know if we're just supposed to like summarize it in our own words.
We could do capacity. It's for systems, activities, and resources that are necessary for schools/centers to successfully adopt, sustain effective practices, supports, and interventions. Maybe not. I was thinking capacity, like the amount of information you can hold.
Maybe then like data coordinator. So it says data coordinators help their district and centers install and understand assessments for evaluation. So when it's time to look over a child or to assess a child, then the data coordinator is there to like break it down maybe better, or like, yeah,
I'm good with that.
maybe that they're like on the team, I guess, of it all. I don't know. I guess that's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
I'm good with that. I could also do equity, pretty much making sure that everyone has the same opportunity regardless.
As far
Okay.
as these, do we just want to like add our own in? That way, because I don't want to get like your guys' like wording
Yeah.
wrong or anything.
Yeah, we can do that. I think we only need
so
3.
Yeah, we only need 3.
And then one more.
I can add one.
You got it.
Oh, or if someone else has one, but I can add. We can add 4. Just to be sure. That we were each showing something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised we weren't all typing it on the same line. Like, I feel like that's the best I've ever seen Google Docs work. Oh, Emily.
So the next part says, you also watched one of the videos from Reading Rockets modeling how to teach multisyllabic words one-on-one or in a small group setting, or reading instruction in small groups. Last week, we discussed how often many factors play into why a student is struggling with comprehension. For example, if a student struggles to decode a word or understand what the vocabulary words mean, they will likely have difficulty comprehending the text. At times, a student is able to fluently without any struggles decoding or with the vocabulary words, yet have a difficult time comprehending. When this takes place, we look at cognitive and metacognitive strategies-based approaches to literacy instructions. According to the Inclusive Schools Network in 2014, metacognitive strategies refers to methods used to help students understand the way they learn. In other words, it means processes designed for students to think about their thinking. Teachers who use metacognitive strategies can positively impact students who have learning disabilities or those who do not by helping them to develop an appropriate plan for learning information, which can be memorized and eventually routine. As the students become aware of how they will learn, they will use these processes to efficiently acquire new information and consequently become more independent thinkers. Harvard's Project Zero Thinking Toolbox has created numerous metacognitive strategies we can teach in our Tier 2 intervention groups. Explore this site and pick out 2 to 3 based on time strategies and explain how they are each used to develop comprehension.
Do we want to take like, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes just to browse it and then come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
I'm ready whenever.
Me too.
Mhm.
Did anyone find any that they really like loved or guess?
I found one that I like. It's called See, Think, Me, We. And it's like a 4-part um it was a video and I just kind of clicked through it. See closely, like the C parts, look at the work, what did you notice, make observations. Think about thoughts, what thoughts do you have? Um
Like having a
sorry, I'm trying to click through it. What connections can you make between you and the work? And then what connections like to the world, like bigger story for the we part?
So what was think again?
Think was, sorry, I kind of went through that fast. Think
No,
was,
you're fine.
what thoughts do you have about the work?
And then me is make connections.
Make connections to yourself.
I really like that one just because, like, yeah, they're making connections to themselves and it gets them excited, I guess, and shows them how they can relate it to something other than school.
Mhm.
And then what was we?
Connections to the outside world. I thought it was good because it kind of broke it up into like easy chunks for them, like make observations, think about them, think about how it relates.
Mhm. I don't know if anyone else found one.
I did. I could talk about it here in a minute.
Sorry if we're going a little too fast.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
I try because like when I'm typing like that, I always have a bunch of typos like trying to keep up. And so I'm trying to like go back and like when you said thoughts, like it had THT and then the rest of it. And so like I'm trying to fix it, but then every now and then it like bumps you around and I'm like, I'm probably
No.
making it worse.
No, you're good. Um, go- um, one of the ones I thought was cool was the like creative hunt. And it's because I like think it allows the student to like look for themselves and like I don't know, just be descriptive in the moment and be independent while just like and it's good for like big group instructions and like reading together and so students can like be independent, make their own discoveries with a big group section um and that allows them to stay engaged as a whole class as well. So that's kind of what I saw from that one. And there's still a
Yeah.
couple other ones, but I feel like that one was kind of a good one because I feel like students are always like looking to observe
Mhm.
without like wanting it to be a whole like, activity or something like that.
Yeah.
The one that I really liked was the step in, step out, and step back.
What do you find about that one?
Um, it just like basically gives like so like step in is like basically like what do you think this person might feel, believe, know, or experience like when you're reading. Step out is like what do you like or like need to learn to be able to understand how that person's feeling better. And then step back is like, what do you notice about your own perspective and what it takes to take somebody else's perspective?
And then for mine, Alexa, I already put it in there so that way you didn't have to like, that way you could work on yours instead of typing it in. But I can just explain it real quick. So it was called Compass Points, and it has like never like north, south, east, and west. And then the east stood for like excited. So like what excites you about this idea, or yeah. So what excites you about this idea? That way they can like relate to it. And then the W was for like worrisome, like what do you find like that is like worrisome to you about this idea, or what do you feel uncomfortable with this? And then the N was need to know, so like what else do you need to know about this idea? And then S was like suggestions for moving forward. So like what's your stance or opinion on this? And then how might you like move forward with this idea? And I just really liked it because it was like kind of broke it down a lot, and that way the idea they'll get like more practice with the idea and they can talk more about the idea. I guess if you're like have any concerns or something you feel confident in, you can share that with others, and then it might help you like it said to like do this, you could do this in a whole group too, and that way at the beginning, that way other kids can like build off their ideas.
We can continue into part 3 if everyone's ready.
Okay. So I think we're just, it looks like doing a practice lesson. So she gave us a lesson, and then we just have to perform the lesson to each other, each of us. I kind of went over the lesson, so if nobody wants to go first, I can start.
So is it each of us going through this entire lesson to each other, or is it like
Yeah.
us doing chunks to each other?
No, I think
Okay.
we all go
The entire
over the
thing?
lesson, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I can go first, I guess. No, if anybody does anybody want to go first, I guess?
It's all you.
Go for it.
Okay. So I guess the focus for today is going to be working on the digraph WH, and then we're going to go over or review, I guess, the digraph of PH. And at the end of this, you're going to be able to write and spell the words out, or spell words with the WH digraph using the Alconin boxes on your dry erase boards. And so yesterday our lesson taught us that the consonant digraph PH makes the sound F. And remember that this consonant digraph is two consonant letters together that make one sound only. So when you see PH come together, they make only one sound, and that sound would be F. Our goal today is going to continue to build our knowledge on digraphs, and we're going to learn a new one. So on your whiteboards, I want you to write the word phone, fill, and photo on the board. I have it written down on a whiteboard if you guys want to see it. Okay, so we're gonna practice saying each sound and then blending the sounds together. So I'm gonna point to the word, and I want you to say the sounds and hold up a finger for each sound. So we'll say the sounds all together and then blend them together. by making a closed fist like this. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with you. Are you ready? So for phone, we'll practice. So we have oh, Sorry, I could not make a 3 with his hand. What word was it?
Phone.
Phone.
Good job. How many sounds does the word phone have?
3.
Good job. Okay, so the next word is fill. Let's do this one. Ill. What word was it?
Fill.
Fill.
How many sounds does it have?
3.
3.
Good job. Okay, so the last one, photo. O. What word?
Photo.
And how many sounds does it have?
4.
4.
Good job. Okay, now we're focusing on a new diagraph, and that one is going to be WH. WH, and which makes the sound W. So to make the sound W, you have to pucker your lips and place your tongue on the roof of your mouth towards the back. And now you're going to try to make the sound W with me. Watch me. W. Now you try.
Wha. Wha. Wha.
Sorry, I'm probably not supposed to be laughing, but that was fun.
No, I was laughing because me and Ashley both you were like pucker your lips, and we were like,
I know when I was doing it before I did this lesson, I was like, pucker your lips. Like, I don't pucker my lips when I say
well, I was trying to think of it because like you think of the word what, and like, but I was like,
I know, it's so funny. Okay, so on your board, if you guys have boards in front of you, I want you to write PH, WH, I, P, O, L, T, and S on the board. We're going to practice the new sound and review some older sounds. When I touch under the letter, you'll say the sound that it makes. Okay. Can you see my board? Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm going to touch under it and you're going to say the sound it makes. Good job.
Sorry.
Wha.
Wha.
Good job.
I.
It.
Or it.
Yep. Good job. Good job.
Oh.
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 Oh. T.
Good job. Okay, so now we're going to practice with words containing WH. We're going to do the same finger to fist movement that we did earlier, practicing PH. So, hold on, let me write these words on my board. Okay, so we're going to decode these words. So for every sound you hear, we're going to put up one finger, just like we did before. So for which, we're going to do w, I, ch, and that's 3 sounds. Okay, so we'll do the next one. Ready? For whim, how many sounds do you hear? W, I, Good job, 3. For the next word, whip, w, I, how many sounds do you hear?
3.
Good job. One more, whack, w, ack. How many sounds do you hear? Oh, yeah. How many sounds?
3.
3. But it says 4 on here.
I know, that's what I noticed too.
Whack. Yeah, it's definitely 3. That must have been a good job. Okay, so we're gonna practice using our Alconin boxes. I know that we've used these before. so remember that when we have a digraph, PH, SH, or CH, or in our case, WH, that they're written in one box. So we do not separate them. So what you are going to do is the first one together. The word is which. Let me draw my boxes. Okay. So the first one is which. What do you notice about the sounds and how you spell it?
The WH and the CH are in the same box.
Yep. And the sounds and the letters do not always match up. So I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh, I think it just means like that the WH makes one sound and then there's only there's three sounds. Oh.
Like it doesn't match to the number of letters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's probably what it means. Sometimes, yes, sometimes the words have more letters than sounds. Like our digraphs, 2 letters make up one sound. So even though there's 5 letters in the word which, there's only 3 sounds. Okay, so I'm going to say a word. I would like you to say each sound and spell it out. Remember to keep in mind our digraph rule. One digraph gets 1 box. So let's do one together. Who ate the cake? Let me erase mine. Okay. So we have WH, sorry, writing upside down is kind of hard, and then O. So we have our digraph in one box and our O in the other one. Okay, so let's start. For whom, do you guys have dry erase boards or no?
I just have pen and paper.
Okay, that's fine. So let's start with the word whom. Whom did he marry? So you guys write it out. I want you to say each sound and spell it out.
Is it who or whom?
Whom, H-O, or W-H-O-M. So how many sounds are there in whom?
3.
3. And how many
3,
letters were there?
4.
4. So your boxes should look like this. Good job. Okay, so the next one is whim. She bought the cake on a whim. Let me see your boxes when you're done. Good job, Alexis. Good job, Ashley. Good job, everybody. There was 3 sounds and 4 letters. I think we got the point of that. I don't need to continue with that one. Okay, now we're gonna read this story together, and I want you to look at the story and place a chip on every WH you see in the first sentence. I don't have this book. Was I supposed to have this book?
I think it's attached with the link. Maybe.
Oh. So in the first sentence, how many WHs do you see?
1.
1. Good job. Now we're going to read the passage together, and when we read, I want you to point to each word as we read it together. This way we can ensure that we are reading at the same time. I have to do this part. Too. I feel like if you guys have to do it too, it's going to take forever. Like this whole thing.
We started this at 35. So it's been 12 minutes.
Yeah, should I just go to the next part?
Yeah, I feel like this.
I feel like we get it though. Like we're
Yeah.
practicing and we're not just skipping over it. Okay, so for the 1 minute conclusion, today we worked really hard on learning a new diagraph. We learned that this diagraph is made up of the letter W and H, but they made the sound W. I think we should add our new diagraph onto our diagraph chart in our writing journals. So please pull them out and spend a minute writing down the diagraph, its sound, and an example and a sentence. Yeah, and that's it.
When you pulled out the whiteboard, I was like, where did she get that? You were like, here on my whiteboard I have. I was like, oh, she was ready.
I looked it over and then I was like, I need a whiteboard for this. I was like, good thing I'm in a daycare because I don't have a whiteboard at home.
I don't have a whiteboard or even a pen and paper in here. And so I'm like on my phone, like writing it out.
What
And
do
I
you
was
mean?
I just slipped a piece of paper inside my binder and said that works.
Oh,
And like the
that's smart.
cover.
That's smart. Do we, the rest of us, when we go through this, do we
Yeah,
all?
should we just do one example for each of the sections, maybe? Or do you think she would like care about that?
I feel like she also doesn't want to sit through all of us. Like, Mackenzie did a really good time, but by the time the fourth person goes, it'll be like,
Yeah, we got it.
yeah. I guess she can fast forward through the video.
Yeah, it's up to you guys, I guess, then. If you're getting bored with it,
Unless like I feel bad because Kenzie did all of it. Unless like one person wanted to do like PH and the other half wanted to do WH. That way you're like splitting it up into two.
Yeah.
yeah, I should have just split. I did not know it was that long. I should have just we should have done a chunk a piece or something.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why in the beginning I was like, does she want us to go through the entire?
I don't know.
when
That
split it
way
up?
I'm
I feel
thinking
like
like,
splitting
you
it
know,
up.
that way one person can, it's because it's kind of like two lessons. So I'm thinking like if one person wants to work on all of PH and another student, another one of us wants to work on all of WH,
Mm-hmm.
can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that works.
I feel like Mackenzie did a good job going through it too. Like we're not trying to be like, oh yeah, like that was good to
Kenzie,
go
we're gonna make it
through.
easier for us now. Thank you.
Well, that's what I feel like. She's like, I wish I hadn't gone through the whole thing. No, the lesson was great when you went through it, but I feel like, by the end,
Thank
it's
you.
the fourth
Because we still
person.
have part 4 to do, and I just want to make sure we have time for everything too.
Yeah.
So one person will do like the phonological awareness and like the review and then new concept, and then another person do the guided practice and the
Yeah.
connected text and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can do the first part if anyone wants to do that. And then, or should we, because then like we can't, I don't know where I'm going with this. Or did we want one person to do the phonological awareness, another do the introduction to new concept, and then a third do the guided practice? So then it's like 3 different chunks,
Do that.
if that makes sense.
I'll do the introduction to the new concept. And then
I
Alexis.
can do the guidance.
Okay, so then I'll do this first box. Okay. So yesterday our lesson taught us that consonant digraphs PH make the sound F. Now remember, a consonant digraph is 2 consonant letters together that only make one sound. So when PH come together, they make the sound F. Our goal today is to continue to build our knowledge on digraphs and learn a new one. So I'm going to write the words phone. Probably should have wrote this before. Fill and photo. Okay, so we're going to practice saying each sound and then blending the words together. So as I point to the word, I want you to say the sound and hold up one finger for each sound. When we say all the words, then we'll blend them together by making a closed fist like this. Okay, so phone. What word?
Phone.
Phone. And then how many sounds does the word phone have?
3.
3.
Good. So then the next one's what word?
Fill.
Fill.
Film. Fill. Good. So then next is photo. To. Wait, yeah. What word?
Photo.
Photo.
Yeah, nice. And then on to the introduction and new concepts.
Now we're gonna focus on a new concept diagram. This diagram is what it says have it written out, but I don't have a whiteboard, so just pretend. The diagram says the diagram WH says what. To make the what sound, you have to make duck/duck lips. Then place your tongue on the roof of your mouth near the back, then produce a what sound. Watch me. Now you try.
What?
Wha.
Now we're gonna practice this new sound and review some older sounds. When I touch under the letters, you will say the sound. I don't have them written down, I'm sorry.
It's okay, you could just say them.
The PH. So what sound would PH make with WH?
Oh.
What?
Woo.
I
Eh.
P L
Oh.
T S. And I think that's all for the introduction, so guided practice.
All right. So now we're going to be practicing words with the WH sound, kind of like we were just doing with where our lips go inwards. We're going to be doing the kind of same finger to fist motion, or if you have your whiteboards or paper, you can practice with that too. First, scroll down. Let's decode the words together. Remember, we're going to flip a finger for every sound we hear with this word. So just like I'm going to use the word which when we practice, let's practice together. Which. How many sounds does that word have?
3.
And what's the word?
3.
Which.
Good job. So how we could do this on our whiteboard is we write it out. I hope you guys can see that. And we can go we break it into 3 parts. So it's 3 sounds to get the word which. Where did I leave off at? Next, let's go to the word whim. What's the word?
Whim.
All right.
Whim.
Mm.
How many sounds does it have?
3.
3.
Good job. Okay, how about the word whip? What's the word?
Whip.
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 Good job. Let's find out how many sounds it has. H. How many sounds does it have?
3.
3.
Good job. All right, last one. How about whack? What's the word?
Whack.
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 All right.
Ah.
How many sounds?
3.
3.
3.
Is it 3 or 4?
4.
I know, that's what I didn't know was mine either.
But in the even in
Oh.
the like student says it has whack for 3.
Yeah, maybe she meant 3.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
gonna fix that
3
issue.
because all the rest of them are 3. I don't know. All right, next we're going to be practicing using our Elkonin boxes. So that's our little boxes. So if you could get your whiteboards out or your paper, that would be great. And then we're going to practice using our boxes, and we're going to break down these words so we can really see what's going on. And I know that we've used these before, but remember from the SH to PH and CH, that digraphs are written in one box together. So we're not going to break apart our SH or our PH sounds. Okay, so what I want you to do is we're going to do the first word together is which, and I want you to break apart those sounds. So if our word is which, we're going to write which at the top. And then I want you to break that apart into your Elkonin box of 3. So if we have an Elkonin box of 3, on the count of when I say bumblebee, I want you to kind of show me your answer, okay? So bumblebee. This is what your board should look like. Good job. Good job, everyone. So you have your what sound in your first box. That's our first sound. And then our intermedial sound is our I. And then our end sound is our ch, because those two sounds go together. All right, let's go to the next one. So I'm going to say a word, and I would like for you to say each sound and spell it out. Remember to keep in mind our digraph rule. One digraph gets one box. Let's do one together. Our first example is going to be who, like who ate the cake? So I want you to write who in your Elkonin boxes. So what is that first initial sound? And then what's our intermediate sound? And then if there is an end sound, what would that be? And then on bumblebee, I want you to turn it around. Bumblebee. Good job. So we have what as our initial sound, our oo as in who for our intermediate, and then there's no end sound. So, or in our intermediate placement, but that technically that is our last sound. So who, good job. Okay, next let's go to whom. As in, she bought the cake with, well, that's not the right example. Or with whom did he marry? Whom? So we're gonna break that into 3 parts. And again, on our word, we're gonna flip that around. Bumblebee. Good job. So we have our WH together, and then our intermedial as our O, and our M as our end sound. Great job. Our next one is going to be whim. She decided to go to the park on a whim. So again, write out that word and then break it into 3 parts. Our first sound, our inner and last. All right, ready? Bumblebee. Good job. We have that first, middle, and last. Breaking it up. All right. Our second to last one, almost there. We're going to have whip, kind of like Indiana Jones. He has a whip. All right, I want you to break this into your 3 parts. And on your mark, set, bumblebee. Good job breaking it into 3 parts. And lastly, this one can be a little tricky because we have a bit more sounds, all right? Whack. A bit more little letters in there, but just remember our digraph rule, keeping those sounds together. So on the count of bumblebee, I want you to switch it around. Bumblebee. Good job keeping that CK together. All right, good job, guys.
I was muted that whole time I was talking to you. Alexis, that was really good. I liked how you incorporated the bumblebee. That was cute.
I always feel like students are more engaged with like a word, so that way they're like paying attention for the specific word. So I always try to use, and then you can have like a word of the week or something like that. So
They'll probably use their vocab words too.
yeah.
Okay, so for part 4 is sharing your case study. So each of you discuss your case study. This week you might choose to share your screen, have access, share your thoughts, questions, feedback. Does anybody have any questions on it, I guess? I thought it was
I
pretty.
don't
I like how she
personally.
gave, I like how she gave the example. It helped.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought this case study went by. Good.
Mhm.
I liked that it was one we already looked at too, which made
Yeah.
it like that's
Yeah.
like half the battle is trying to figure out his scores and
Mhm. Would agree.
I did 2 of the like evidence approaches and interventions with the activities. And then I just did it for both of them. I don't know, were we only supposed to do one? Because I didn't have nearly enough like information with just one.
I did Elkona boxes and then I did 2 more on top of that, I think.
Okay.
Because I also didn't have enough information.
Well, because I wrote out it was like a paragraph for each, and then I was like, this isn't even half a page.
Yeah, I did the like Alcona like sound boxes, so they could like break it down, and then like focusing on like the medial sound, so that way like once they know that medial sound, you can like interplace the beginning and end sounds.
I did one on medial sounds, and then I did one on deletion because I feel like he did the worst with that.
I also did one on medial sounds and then I did just like the blending activity of using the blending deck that we've been talking about. Because I feel like after you get those initial final medial sounds together, I think you should focus on blending the word back together. But yeah. All right, I can stop recording if we're done.
I think so.
I do believe that we hit that mark.